Hello everyone and welcome to a video on the Constructive Criticism YouTube channel. I'm Spencer, host of Constructive Criticism and Limited Time Only, two podcasts about getting better at Magic the Gathering. And today, we're talking about a deck that I'm kind of obsessed with. I don't know how good this deck is. I think that it has some glaring weaknesses, but I love blue-green decks. And right when this set was spoiled, there was just cards that I just was like, oh man, I really want to play with these. This is so exciting. And I'm stuck in a vortex of trying to get this to work. And I want to talk to you about where I'm at and all of the things that I've done to try and improve this deck. So, for those who don't know, there was an old tempo deck called Miracle Grow, that played Quarian Dryad that basically whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Quarian Dryad got a 1/1 counter, and it was a 2-mana 1/1. And in the new set, they just printed a new card called Deeproot Champion. It's a 1 and a green for a 1/1 that whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you put a 1/1 counter on it. Quarian Dread was actually non-green spell, to be more specific. So this card actually interacts favorably with things like Blossoming Defense and Attune with Aether, and now even things like Opt and things like that. So I really, really want to build a deck around this and some of the other cards in the set. So let's talk really quickly about the cards in this deck and where we're at with it. So let's read the deck list first. So we have 2 Aethersphere Harvester. This is a new addition to the deck. I needed some way to give my creatures flying. I have sideboard options that also do it, but I needed someone to kind of crack through for the last points of damage that was hard to kill. So Harvester's high toughness is something that can help with that. We have 4 Deeproot Champions. This is one of the linchpins of the deck. You'll often play this on 3 so that you can leave up things like a Blossoming Defense or a Spell Pierce Stave or Protection. You have 1 Kopala, Warden of the Waves. This protects most of your guys from removal. You only have 1 non-Merfolk creature in the entire deck. 4 Kumena's Speaker. Sorry, I'm not sure if I'm getting that right. It's a 1-mana 1/1 that it gets +1/+1 as long as you control another Merfolk or an island. Like I said, there's only 1 non-Merfolk creature in the deck. You have 4 islands and 4 Attune with Aether, so this thing is almost always a 2/2. We have 4 Merfolk Branchwalker. This card is another new card from the set that allows you to get more lands out of your deck, or mill cards that you're not looking for if you're looking for something specific at the time. We have 1 Siren Stormtamer. This card's pretty good. I cut one of the Kopalas for this. Been pretty impressed with it. Being able to play it on turn 1, then protect most of your guys throughout the rest of the game while dinking in for little points of damage can really help out. Dealt the last couple points of damage with this a couple of times. We have 4 Blossoming Defense. This is the best card in our deck, just like some of the other Blossoming Defense decks that you really, really want to draw Blossoming Defense. It protects your dudes. It gets your guys past the bigger guys. It's really important. We have 4 Censors. This number has changed a lot of times in the deck, but right now I do think 4 is correct. You can use it as a cycler later in the game to make sure that you're hitting your land drops, or have a very powerful turn 2 on the play. Or even turn 3 on the play. Kind of just depends on where you're at in the game. We have 4 Ops. This card is really important in the deck too. Having an instant speed cantrip, very good. We would take another one if we had one that was specifically a spell. So 1 Perilous Voyage. I'm actually not sure about this. This might need to be another Unsummon, but right now it's in the deck. I think that it's fine. Gives you a little bit more flexibility, while also giving you some scry later in the game against specific cards like Longtusk Cup, which has a problem for you. We have 2 Spell Pierce. I'm not sure about this card in the main. I like it because it stops wrath effects and things like that in the main, which I appreciate. So we're keeping it there for now. 3 Unsummons. This card's really important. I wish that we I wish that it was a little bit better so we could play more of them. But you do need to draw your Unsummons and your Perilous Voyages to win the game. So we have 2 Jace Cunning Castaway. This card I didn't like until today. I thought that I was being silly putting this in my deck, and then today it really protects you from land flood with the first ability, and between Aethersphere Harvester and Siren, it's important that you can get, and some of even your little dinky guys, just being able to get some of those lands out of your hand. It's pretty easy to get flooded, so it's important to get those lands out of your hand. We have 4 Attune with Aether. Bring our land count a little bit high, but I think that you need to be able to couch your spells. So 20 lands with 4, basically between the 16 lands and 4 Attune with Aethers is a lot. Chart the Course helps too. This card's been really, really good in the deck. Really pushes you to a maximum number of spells capacity. I mean, you draw so many cards between this and Jace that I think that, you have to be able to gain an advantage through your mana. All of your spells cost 3 or less, and Chart the Course being a really cheap way to get extra cards allows you to abuse the fact that all your cards are so cheap. Our 16 lands are 4 Attune with Ether, 4 Aether Hub, 4 Botanical Sanctum, 4 Forest, and 4 Island. I had 17 lands. It was too many, so I was happy to cut down. I think that your best matchup is probably the red decks. I thought it was bad at first, but I've made a lot of changes to make that matchup a lot better. I think that your worst matchup is actually probably it's probably Bug, the new Bug energy deck. The problem is like they get so much more energy than the energy decks that their Long Tusk Cubs can get big really, really, really quickly, and they double their counters with their snakes. And you have a real problem with Long Tusk Cubs specifically. Because of that, I think that you have to figure out a way, and I have to figure out a way to really try and fix that. Our sideboard is 2 Aethersphere Harvester, or 1 Aethersphere Harvester, so sorry about that. 2 Manglehorn, 2 Prowling Snow Leopard, or oh my gosh, I've been calling that the whole time. It's Prowling Serpopard. That's an interesting name. I didn't know that. That is very interesting. 3 Aether Meltdown, and 2 1 with the Wind. So this is the sideboard card I was talking about a little bit earlier. I think that being able to put this on one of your guys and trying to protect it is probably a way that you can try and beat Long Tusk Cub decks. We'll see how that works out, but that's kind of my plan right now. We have 2 more Essence Scatter, 2 Negate, and 1 more Spell Pierce, just kind of bringing some extra counter spells in the games. Our deck wants to play an early creature, protect it, and or disrupt our opponent. That's kind of the entire game plan. So this is a deck that I'm super interested in right now. I can't believe I got so many names wrong. It's so funny when you get new sets like Prowling Serpopard. That's an interesting name. Thank you everybody for watching. Please leave a comment. Check out Constructive Criticism on my podcast about getting better at constructive magic. Don't forget to check out the Patreon, patreon.com/ccmtg. You can also go to flipsidegaming.com, use the code CCMTG at checkout, all capitalized, to get a discount off your order, and then they'll ship something back to me. We appreciate that sponsorship. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you guys all next week.